All right, let's dive in. Today we're exploring sacred geometry and how it connects to the law of one. We've got some pretty interesting sources to work with here, a mix of like esoteric geometry texts and these channeled messages from this entity called Ra.
Yeah, it's a fascinating blend of ancient wisdom and cosmic consciousness. Lot to unpack here.
It really is, and I'm super curious to see where this all leads us.
Me too. I think it's going to be quite a journey.
Okay, so the sources keep mentioning this idea of sacred geometry being more than just like, shapes, triangles and squares and stuff.
Right. It's about the qualities of numbers, like the instance of oneness or twenness.
Yeah, it's a whole different way of looking at math.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing the qualitative nature of numbers, their essence, rather than just their quantitative value.
I like that, the essence of numbers. So how does this qualitative view of math, how does that help us understand the universe?
Well, it allows us to see the universe as a symphony of interconnected patterns and principles. This concept is actually beautifully illustrated by this ancient system called the Quadriium.
The quadrivium. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. But remind me what that is again?
Sure, so the Quadriium is an ancient system of study that links number, geometry, music, and astronomy.
Oh, wow, that's right.
As a way of understanding the cosmos, it suggests that all these seemingly separate disciplines are all fundamentally interconnected,
Yeah, yeah.
offering a more holistic way of seeing the world.
I like that interconnectedness. That seems to be popping up a lot. And you know what else is interesting? Both Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, they were super into sacred geometry, weren't they?
They were, I mean, Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, with the human figure inside a circle and a square. It's iconic.
Yeah, exactly. So powerful. They weren't just artists, right? They were like mathematicians, philosophers.
Exactly. And that image of the Vitruvian Man, it's a perfect example of how sacred geometry can express profound ideas.
How so?
Well, the circle, it represents the spiritual realm, and the square, that's the material realm. So squaring the circle becomes a powerful symbol of harmonizing those two realms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a concept that you'll find echoed in many spiritual traditions.
I could see that. It's like they were trying to unlock the secrets of the universe through art and geometry.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have these ancient masters exploring shapes in the universe. And then there's this other thing I came across, the seven-sided shape called the chestahedron.
Oh, yes. The chestahedron, very interesting shape.
It's said to be like the geometric template for the human heart. I mean, come on. That's a connection I never would have made.
It is fascinating. What's remarkable about the chestahedron is that it has faces of equal area, symbolizing balance.
Huh.
And the researcher who discovered it, Frank Chester, he believed that this reflects the heart's role as an organ of balance.
So not just physically.
Not just physically, but also between our material and spiritual natures.
Okay. Okay, I see where this is going. So the shape of the heart, it's like it reflects this deeper balance we're striving for.
Right.
But there's more to it, isn't there? Didn't Chester discover something else about the chestahedron? Something about its movement?
He did. He found that when you spin a model of the chestahedron, it creates a bell shape. And that bell shape, it's echoed in the Saturn seal from Steiner's 7 planetary seals.
Wow. So the chestahedron links the human heart to Saturn.
In a way, yes. It suggests this deep resonance between geometry, the human form, and the celestial realms.
Whoa, okay, that is wild. So we have sacred geometry connecting the human heart to Saturn. I mean, are we saying that understanding these shapes can help us understand ourselves better?
Well, it's certainly possible. Perhaps by contemplating these forms and their principles, we can deepen our connection to the universe and our place within it.
That is a powerful thought. All right, so let's shift gears for a second. Let's talk about the law of one material. This entity, Ra, communicating through channeling. It's mind-blowing. A sixth-density social memory complex. What does that even mean?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a difficult concept to grasp, but imagine a collective consciousness where individuals, they merge their experiences and knowledge over vast periods of time.
Okay, so it's like a universal library of wisdom accumulated over, like, eons.
Yes. Think of it like that.
All right, that's starting to make a little more sense. And Ra's core message is that all is one, right? We're all part of this unified consciousness, experiencing and learning through the illusion of separation.
Exactly. And this idea of unity, this is where sacred geometry and the law of one really intersect.
Oh, I see. Okay, so how do they intersect?
Well, Ra describes creation as a process of energy patterns emanating from this thing called the Logos. It's like a cosmic blueprint that individualizes into galaxies, solar systems, planets, and finally, conscious beings.
So are you saying that sacred geometry provides a framework for understanding these energy patterns, these blueprints of creation?
Precisely. The shapes and numbers, they aren't just random. They reflect the fundamental principles by which energy manifests and organizes itself.
So there's a deeper meaning behind these geometric forms, like a hidden code waiting to be deciphered.
You could say that, and understanding this code, well, it may hold the key to unlocking greater consciousness and understanding our place in the universe.
Okay. Okay, I'm starting to see the connections here. We've got sacred geometry reflecting the blueprints of creation and this idea that we're all part of a unified consciousness. This is already blowing my mind, and we've barely scratched the surface.
Right, there's so much more to explore.
There is. So much more to explore. We're just getting started.
Exactly. Welcome back.
Okay, so I'm ready to dive into those specific forms you mentioned, like the flower of life.
Okay.
I see it everywhere these days, but why? What's so special about it?
What's fascinating about the flower of life is that it's like a visual representation of creation unfolding. It actually contains within it the blueprints for all the Platonic solids.
Okay, hold on. Back up a sec. Platonic solids. Break that down for me. What are those?
Oh, okay. Think of them as the most fundamental three-dimensional shapes, like cubes, tetrahedrons, octahedrons.
Okay, yeah. I remember those from geometry class.
Right. Each one is perfectly symmetrical, with all faces and edges equal. They represent like a kind of ideal geometric harmony.
Okay, so you're saying the flower of life, this two-dimensional pattern, somehow contains the blueprint for these perfect three-dimensional shapes.
It does.
Wow, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, and it suggests that all of creation arises from this unified source, this single geometric pattern that unfolds into the incredible diversity we see in the universe.
It's like a cosmic seed,
It is.
containing the potential for everything.
Exactly.
That is a powerful image. And what about Metatron's cube?
Metatron's cube.
Yeah, it's connected to the flower of life, right?
Yes, it is. It emerges when you connect the centers of all the circles in the flower of life.
Oh, okay, so it comes from the flower of life, but it looks way more complex.
It does. It's a very complex and beautiful form, and it's said to represent the divine blueprint of creation, containing all the possible numerometric forms in existence.
Wow. So it's like a cosmic catalog of shapes, all stemming from that initial seed pattern of the flower of life.
Precisely.
And the name Metatron, that comes from an angel, right?
Yeah, in some tradition, Metatron's a powerful being who acts as a bridge between the divine and humanity.
That makes sense. A being that bridges realms would need to understand the fundamental building blocks of creation. So we have the flower of life as the seed pattern, Metatron's cube as this vast library of forms, and then there's this other thing, the golden ratio. It seems to be everywhere in nature, from seashells to galaxies. Where does that fit into all of this?
Yeah, the golden ratio, it's this irrational number, approximately 1.618, that pops up in the most unexpected places.
It really does. I've seen it in, the proportions of the human body, the arrangements of petals in a flower, even in the spiral arms of galaxies.
Right, it's like this hidden harmony underlying the beauty and order we see all around us.
So are you saying this mathematical ratio, it connects back to the flower of life and Metatron's cube?
It does. The proportions and relationships within those forms, they often reflect the golden ratio, suggesting this deeper level of interconnectedness. It's as if this ratio is a fundamental principle woven into the fabric of existence.
Okay, so this is starting to feel like a giant cosmic puzzle, and we're putting together the pieces. But I have to ask, why should we care about these shapes and numbers? What does it all mean for us, practically, in our lives?
Well, because they point to something beyond the material world that we see around us.
Beyond the material world.
They reflect this unity consciousness that Ross speaks of, the interconnectedness of all things. And by contemplating these forms and their principles, we can start to shift our perspective to see ourselves as part of a larger whole.
Yeah, it's like we're starting to see the code, the language of creation itself.
And in doing so,
Yeah.
we begin to understand our own place within that creation. We're not separate, isolated beings, but we're integral parts of a vast, interconnected web of life. And that shift in perspective, it can be profoundly liberating.
Oh yeah, I could see how that would be. It's like realizing you're part of something much bigger than yourself. So are we saying that understanding sacred geometry can help us unlock greater consciousness?
Well, it can certainly offer a pathway, a way of seeing the universe and ourselves in a new light. By studying these forms and their symbolism, we can tap into a deeper understanding of the unity and harmony that underlies all
It's
existence.
like a doorway
Yeah, yeah,
into a deeper understanding of who we are
yeah.
and our relationship to the cosmos.
Exactly. And that journey of discovery, that's really at the heart of both sacred geometry and the law of one.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. This is some seriously heavy stuff. I need a minute to process all this.
Take your time. These are not concepts we can grasp all at once. They unfold gradually as we continue to explore and reflect.
Yeah, it's a lot. But you know, what's really hitting me is this idea that we're not just observers in this grand tapestry of creation,
Hmm.
but we're active participants. Our thoughts, our actions, our energy, they all contribute to shaping the reality we experience.
That's a key takeaway from the law of one. We are co-creators with the universe, constantly shaping and reshaping reality through our choices and the energy we project.
Wow, that's both incredibly empowering and a little daunting. If we're all connected and our individual choices matter, then we have a responsibility to use that power wisely.
Absolutely. Understanding sacred geometry and the law of one, it's not just about intellectual knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge to live more consciously and create a more harmonious reality for ourselves and for all.
It's like we're all holding pieces of the puzzle, and it's up to us to figure out how they fit together to create this beautiful and meaningful picture.
And the more we understand the underlying patterns, the principles of sacred geometry, the interconnectedness revealed by the law of one, the more effectively we can contribute to creating that beautiful picture.
This has been an incredible journey so far, and I can't wait to see where it leads us next.
Me too.
What other insights can we glean from these ancient teachings?
Well, in our final segment, we'll delve into how these concepts of sacred geometry and the law of one, they can help us understand ancient mysteries, like the Egyptian pyramids. And we'll explore their potential for personal transformation and spiritual evolution.
Welcome back to our deep dive into this world of sacred geometry and the law of one. It's been quite a journey so far. We've been exploring shapes, numbers, their connection to consciousness, to creation. It's really incredible.
Yeah, we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
These ancient teachings, they offer so much. A wealth of knowledge, really.
Oh, yeah, and it's definitely making me think differently. Seeing the world as this interconnected web of energy and patterns.
Mhm.
I'm curious, how do these concepts play out when we think about ancient mysteries, like the pyramids in Egypt?
The pyramids.
Yeah, I mean, they're massive geometric structures, so there has to be a deeper meaning there, right?
You're right. The pyramids are they're a great example of sacred geometry principles, in action.
Really?
Yeah, Ra, the entity we've been discussing, they claim to have worked with the ancient Egyptians, guiding the construction of the Great Pyramid.
Yeah.
They describe it not just as a tomb, but as a tool for balancing the planet's energy web
Whoa.
and for individual initiation.
Okay, hold on. An energy balancing tool for the entire planet. That's taking sacred geometry to a whole new level.
It really is.
It makes you wonder what other ancient civilizations understood about energy and consciousness, that maybe we're only just now rediscovering. It's like they knew something we're just starting to grasp again.
Imagine the pyramids as acupuncture needles, you know,
Wait a
placed
minute.
at specific points on the Earth's energy meridians. It suggests that ancient civilizations, they understood and worked with these subtle energies in ways we're only beginning to grasp.
That is incredible. So if we bring this back to like a personal level, how can understanding sacred geometry and the law of one actually help us in our lives?
Well, remember that Ra really emphasizes balance as this key to spiritual evolution. They describe our energy centers, the chakras, as constantly filtering and processing universal energy, and blockages or imbalances, well, they can lead to disharmony.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So by understanding and working with these energies, we can strive for greater balance within ourselves, which then contributes to the overall harmony of creation.
Okay, so it's not just about intellectually understanding it, but actually applying that knowledge to achieve inner balance and contribute to a more harmonious world.
Right.
That's pretty powerful. It's like we each have a responsibility, to play our part in the cosmic orchestra, make sure our instrument is in tune.
Exactly. By aligning ourselves with the principles of sacred geometry and the interconnectedness, if now that's revealed by the law of one, we become more conscious, co-creators of our reality.
Wow. Okay, that's really something, this deep dive. It's been a truly mind-expanding experience. I feel like I have I don't know, a whole new set of lenses to view the world and place in it. It's incredible.
That's the beauty of these teachings. They offer this path of continuous exploration and discovery, inviting us to delve deeper into the mysteries of creation and consciousness.
Absolutely. So, dear listeners, if this deep dive it has sparked your curiosity, I really encourage you to keep exploring these concepts. Delve into the world of sacred geometry, explore the teachings of the law of one, and see what resonates with you.
Yeah. Remember, as Ra suggests, we're all co-creators with the universe, the energy we project, the choices we make. All of it contributes to shaping the reality we experience. So, what kind of world do you choose to create?
That is a powerful question to ponder as we wrap up this episode. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, keep diving deep into the mysteries of the universe. CTA